Hi everybody, it's Joey Remini here from Seeking Balance Australia, and I haven't done a live video in a little while, so it's really nice to connect with you all. Welcome to those of you who are part of my Rocksteady for Vertigo and Tinnitus Facebook group, and also hello to all of my YouTube subscribers. So if you want to go straight to my website for more information, seekingbalance.com.au is where you find more information. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about how long does recovery take? And even like, what does recovery mean to you? So different people will kind of, I suppose, stop trying to recover at different places in their symptom journey. So some people kind of get to this place of thinking, all right, I can deal with it, I can live with it. It kind of annoys me a little bit, but not much. So I'm happy with where I am, and that's just my lot in life. And that's what we kind of call tolerating symptoms. And this is super common for everybody with persistent dizziness and tinnitus. And the major reason for that is because, you know, we're even taught in university that there's nothing you can do about tinnitus, or there's nothing you can do about idiopathic or unexplained dizziness. But what we're now learning, that we have more information, particularly in the realm of neuroscience and mindset and the importance of hope, we're now learning that you can actually rebuild and reset new pathways and actually change our perception of sensations within our body. So I have seen many clients who have had episodic vertigo, which means they're spinning, or they have persistent and severe chronic tinnitus. And even though it's been going on for them for many years and they've tried everything, I've been able to see them actually rebuild new pathways and reset and actually transform the sensations. So they no longer really have bothersome symptoms at all, and they're able to feel really confident, really at ease in their body, and have confidence again. So some people will get to that place of absolute complete recovery where symptoms no longer bother them at all. And other people will kind of stop around that area of dealing with symptoms, tolerating symptoms, and they'll plateau there and they won't really try and engage any further in recovery. So the question of how long does recovery take also kind of asks, you know, where are you going? So where's your end point? But I just wanted to say, from the basics of things like BPPV, so benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, that can really be treated and diagnosed certainly within 24 hours. It can be a very quick, elegant, and easy treatment where the loose calcium particles are identified, we know which part of the ear they're in, and we can treat them very quickly. I've actually had that condition twice. Same with tinnitus. You know, tinnitus can come and go and completely resolve very quickly, within seconds, within minutes, and certainly within days and weeks. So for some people, they will get tinnitus sounds that come in and leave again, and they naturally resolve. They never need any medication or any therapy, nothing. Now, we've also got common conditions like Meniere's disease, which is episodic vertigo, and vestibular migraine. And the reason I group those two together is because often those diagnoses are confused. And so people with vestibular migraine often get told you've got Meniere's, and vice versa. And they can mimic each other and be very difficult to differentiate as well in the diagnosis process. But look, when you have a huge Meniere's spin out, you can be feeling quite rotten for hours and vomiting, and it's really ghastly. And that's because the fluid of the ears is actually mixing, it's exploding, there's membranes bursting, and you need to wait until the body sorts out that fluid dynamic in the ears. It's a mechanical problem, and generally speaking, it will kind of burn itself out within a few hours, so the spinning will stop, but you'll feel really gross and really sick and really burnt out. Certainly, I would imagine for at least the next 24 hours. And then some people will bounce back and feel quite normal afterwards, so that in those cases there hasn't really been permanent or, you know, damage at that point. The ears recovered really quickly and really elegantly. But for other people, they will have actually had a toxic impact. The Meniere's fluid moving and the membranes bursting, it will create permanent damage to the anatomy in the ear. Then we would expect up to 6 weeks of rehabilitation and recovering those damaged pathways. So you've got two things happening. One is the Meniere's attack, which is kind of hours of vigorous spinning, and then the jet lag period afterwards. And then you've potentially also got anatomical damage that needs to recover and could take up to 6 weeks. And with vestibular migraine, this one can come and go in certainly 20 minutes. Often it's hours, occasionally it's days, so it's 48 hours. And then I see a lot of people where it lingers for weeks and months and they just can't seem to break the neural circuitry. So they're stuck in a cycle of persistent heaviness, pressure headaches, nothing's adding up. It's a really horrible feeling. So how long does recovery take? Well, look, it can happen as elegantly as in a day. Certainly we would hope that symptoms naturally recover within 6 weeks. So always give yourself 6 weeks of grace. But if you've tried to, sleep well, look after yourself, you've seen doctors, you've done all the basics you can think of for self-care, and within 6 weeks your symptoms are not improving, I would suggest then you need some form of private therapy to help you through the hurdles. So something's holding your body back from recovering, and for whatever reason, the neuroplasticity is not moving in the direction of recovery. So if you're listening to this and you've had symptoms for longer than 6 weeks and they're coming and going and they're intermittent and they're bugging you and they're holding you back, I would certainly be looking at developing a daily program that's based on building new neural pathways. So we want to be focused on creating the confidence, the calm, the strength, the balance that you want in your daily life. They're the neural pathways and the skeletal-muscular pathways you'll need to find ways to build. The other really crucial part of recovery, I've only mentioned a few conditions here, but there's more information on my free resources part of my website. But it is mindset and hope. So you'll notice that people who feel hopeless and helpless, they're much less likely to invest in their recovery and to believe in themselves and to start the daily practice and to keep implementing and trying new skills and tools, because they're kind of feeling this brick wall effect. It's like nothing works. As much as I try, it's hopeless. And actually a huge part of engaging in private therapy is building self-confidence, self-esteem, and hope. Now, hope is not a warm, fuzzy, emotional space. Hope is a mindset. And hope means I believe that my body has the capacity to figure this out. I believe in my biology. I know I can find a way. I feel okay with my vulnerability, and I'm okay to get support and to get help with this. So actually having a sense of hope and persistence and capacity in yourself, so this is all the inner work, that really helps people move in leaps and bounds so that they can move sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and not fall over again. So the process of recovery is step by step. Sometimes it is 2 steps forwards and 1 step back, which means you have a couple of good days and then maybe another bad day. And if many of you will be on the Rocksteady program, which means you're doing self-study process and you're supporting yourself through that process using video exercises, writing exercises, values. You're looking through triggers and developing awareness and strategy plans for yourself. And for many of you, the self-study resources will get you through that hurdle, let's say. So you've got 12 weeks of resources to help reset and establish new habits and new patterns. Now, if you're feeling really stuck and confused and you're not sure where to start and there's that self-doubt creeping in, I think reach out to all the local support networks you have, family, friends, and any of your health professionals. But if you feel you need private therapy, that's what my Beautiful Balance program is for. And I'm opening up for new clients at the moment. So it's February 2018, and I'll be taking on a bunch of new clients, well, a handful of new clients, until mid-February. And if you feel you need that kind of support and professional guidance to help you nut out what's holding you back, then I would say Beautiful Balance is the way to go. And I will also help you develop more self-study skills and resilience skills. So self-reliance is definitely something that I try and empower all of my clients toward. But I just want to say hi. I can see Catherine's watching and Wendy, so that's great you've caught me live. It's so great to be back in Australia. I've just been in Mexico and Guatemala and Belize, and it was fun to get, a little bit of a foreign escape and see different perspectives and different cultures. We are so lucky here in Australia. It's just a beautiful country to return home to. So how long does recovery take? The answers were anywhere from seconds and minutes to days, weeks, or certainly within 6 weeks. So we expect all tinnitus and all dizziness to resolve within 6 weeks naturally. And that's the body doing all of its self-repair jobs. Now, when it's persisting longer than that, it means that it's not a simple repair job, and there will be physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual elements at play that's slowing it down and delaying it. And through the process of repair and recovery, and I see a lot of huge recoveries in my Beautiful Balance program, which is a 4 to 6 month process. And, you know, that's where we're building new pathways month by month over time. And you can I mean, I think that's quick. To me, I think that's a really quick time frame. But for sure, people can be seeing developments over years. So I'll be interested to hear your personal experience. I know for me and my vertigo and tinnitus, it was a 4-year process of really learning how to deal with overstimulation, sensitivities, and I did not have much professional guidance, even though I had my Masters of Audiology and I had all my yoga background. It was really confusing and I felt very lost in all of the symptoms. So for me, it was a pretty rough 4 years, and I also experienced quite a bit of depression and anxiety, felt really alone and isolated. And to be honest with you, now that I'm through the other side of it, it was such a huge learning curve. That entire 4 years was incredibly enriching. So sometimes through our suffering and through our difficulties, we actually gather new wisdom, new experience, and it kind of helps us catapult forwards. So I hope you guys get to your place of recovery, whatever that is for you, as soon as possible, because I think nobody wants to unnecessarily dwell in suffering, right? So when you can find a way to move out of it and you can have a support team and strategies, there's no reason not to engage with them. So I encourage you to find what works for you. If you're interested in working with me in private therapy, you've got about 10 more days to apply, and I'm looking forward to working with a new group of people. So all the best, and bye for now.